Morning, everyone. Good morning. So some of you may have seen me yesterday. My name is Brian Myers, and I come from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm a lean maniac, just like Will. Go Broncos. So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you. Yesterday as I walked around, so many of you took time to speak with me, talk to me about your problems, include me in conversations that an outsider should never be a part of, and allow me to give input into things that you guys are struggling with. And I find it so fun and invigorating to be able to help. And it's wild because when you're in it every day, you're like in the weeds. You don't realize what it looks like above the grass, right? And coming in as somebody who's never worked in food and safety in my life, I work in metal manufacturing, it's very different. My perspective is very different. And it's crazy because you think like maybe I don't have value here, but you do. So even when you guys go other places, the value you guys bring is beyond value to the person that you're bringing it to. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you ever have an opportunity to go somewhere, speak up when you're there, because the takeaways, are going to be substantial. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for having me, and thank you for the hospitality, and thank you for treating me like a friend and not a stranger. I'm doing your morning meeting today, and what I did was I kind of did a collab. So it's kind of part of your morning meeting, part of my morning meeting, and then I also did a little special presentation just meant for you guys alone. So anyways, this is my family. I am surrounded by women every single day of my life. I don't even have a dog. I don't even have a male dog. So this is my wife, Amy. My oldest daughter, Claire. She's 14. She loves volleyball. This is my middle little. That one's Lydia, and she's 10. And our whole house has had the flu, so she's just recovering today. So it's been kind of a mess at home. And then this is Nora. She's my youngest. She's 8 years old, and she's in Spanish immersion. So she actually can speak fluent Spanish, write in Spanish. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, and it's so funny because she hates it. And could you imagine how valuable that would be as a tool today? Yeah, so someday I hope that she looks back and say, I'm glad that my parents made me do this, but right now she thinks it's totally stupid. And this is my company. I actually have 4 companies. Victory 4x4, we specialize in Toyota and Lexus bumpers, skid plates. So, front bumpers and sliders and roof racks, these are all things that we make to allow people to go out into the outdoors and enjoy their vehicles. This is not photoshopped. This is in Colorado. So this is what it looks like at about 14,000 feet in the middle of Colorado. This is my Jeep Wrangler. And these are also parts that we build for the Jeep from the JCR off-road side. And this is called the Golden Crack, and it is in Moab, Utah. Yeah.
Can I get a discount on parts?
Yeah, absolutely. If you were to stand inside of this Golden Crack, it comes up to about here on you, so you can get an idea how deep this thing is. And then you can obviously see the maze district of the canyon lands that are behind you. So we get a pretty cool opportunity to take our passion and go do some really fun things. And it was something that I started when I was in my mom's garage when I was, in college. And I never expected it to be anything that it is today, and I'm so grateful that it is. This is our vision and our mission. So through the passion of our people, we design and manufacture world-class products. And then our mission is to deliver exceptional value to the customer through daily continuous improvement. And the idea behind this, and you guys can definitely relate to this, is if we work every single day to be better and drive value to the customer, we will end up building world-class product by itself, right? It's like stair-stepping itself up. These are our core values. We are competitive, passionate, honest, creative, and driven. We hire and fire off of these core values, and we have for over a decade, and it's worked out pretty well. I find that we had this discussion yesterday about competitiveness, and is it good or is it bad, right? And I think that's a really profound thought, because when you think of competitiveness and you think of it in like an extreme case, it could be negative, right? I'm gonna beat you no matter what is negative. But if I'm gonna do whatever I can to motivate myself to beat him, but not, I'm not trying to beat him down, it's good. So I think that there's a very different line there. So when we look at this competitiveness, we're not looking for this uber person that's looking to just destroy everybody and scorch the earth. We're looking for somebody that wants to better themselves, and they do want to be competitive with others. But they want to raise themselves in the process. All right, so here's part of your morning meeting. We got to take 2 for safety. So we have any safety issues that popped up yesterday? Well, now we still have another 56 seconds of safety. Word of the day. I had a word of the day, and I went home and I went to the hotel and I changed it. And what I changed it to was grace. And that's, yeah, it came up. Will said it yesterday, so I figured it was relevant today. And it's courteous goodwill. And I thought, what does courteous and goodwill mean? So I looked up the definition of each of those, and what I came to was considerate and friendly is the best way to think of this. And the reason why I picked this word, and it's something that we embody where I work, we're always willing to extend grace. And what does it mean to extend grace? Yesterday, Robin, you had an issue, right? And I could go at it two ways. One way, I could be offended and upset, or I can extend grace to say that she didn't show up today to do a bad job, or yesterday to do a bad job, so she's doing it with good intent. She's being considerate and she's being friendly. And as we go around, think, Madison, you're not showing up today to do a bad job, are you? No. And John, you're not here to do a bad job today, are you? I mean, let's just be honest. It's a really tough position that John is in. He has to be the FDA police, but he's not the FDA. And that's not fair. I mean, but do you think that John's coming to work every single day to just make everybody's life miserable? No, he's coming here so that these lights stay on and that the business stays operating and that we all have jobs. And that's important. And that's where I think like extending grace, right? There may be times where what he's bringing is frustrating. And I have this at our place of work where you get this like engineer shop floor like battle where it's like the engineers know nothing and the shop floor is like, and the guys in the engineering office are like, those are just concrete walkers, right? And that can't happen. It can't live. It's not good. Because John, in a way, is your guys' engineer. And although it may not be what you want to hear, it's what has to be said. So that's a great example of like extending grace, you know what I mean? And knowing that everybody here, through the entire continuous improvement process, is only trying to make everybody's job better. And there are times where you're going to make an improvement that affects more than you, and it negatively affects the next person. And that's when you need to be considerate and friendly and know that that person didn't make that improvement to hurt you, and them coming at you to tell you it hurt them isn't something that needs to be an attack. You know, we're all doing this together and we're all trying to grow together. And I think that's something that's really profound. So I just want you guys to really think about this today. Think about grace. Think about where you can extend it, not only here, but at home. If you extend grace into your house at home, it'll change everything. There's so many times where miscommunication creates tension. And if you could just be the bigger person and say, I'm just going to extend grace and let it be a mistake, we'll just move on, it'll be life-changing for you. Thank you, guys. So the quote of the day, and this is something that I just freaking love this, so I could have put something a little more relevant, but we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. And this is Greek philosopher Epictetus. Yeah, and this one was a real aha for moment for me in my lean journey, where I was like, what? And I've really embodied this, because when I have a situation with any of my employees, when I walk up, coaching, whatever it may be, I focus on listening twice as much as I'm speaking. I'm focusing on making sure I'm listening to what they're saying and not waiting to speak. And I think it really becomes a real game changer when you think about this. And there are times where I'm sure every one of us could say, I spoke before I listened. Especially in anger and frustration, it comes out. But definitely embody this quote and think twice as much, or listen twice as much as you speak. Announcements, birthday, anniversaries, what do we got? Anything good today? Hey, there you are. 3-year anniversary. You should have to run. Oh boy, we're going too fast. Oh, you should have to run and high five everybody on your work anniversaries. Like, ah!
Come on, fast pace.
Come on, Val.
Yeah, come on, run it. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. This is awesome. Yeah. I'm just waiting for this. Robin. All right, Robin. All right, so this is my special presentation for you guys. This is meant for you guys. And what is the 2%? You know, you hear the 2% thrown around, and what does it really mean? And the 2% is a very small group of individuals that stand out in a particular area or a field. It can be signifying a high standard, right? This is the highest standard, it's the 2%. It implies a certain level of exclusivity. You know, the 2% are the people that get all the real opportunities. They get to go to all the fancy things and do all the fancy stuff. And it's used to describe the top people in their field or in a status. So you might say, Brian, give me some more examples of what it's like to be 2%. Does anyone in here own a yacht? Dang it. It was going to be 70 degrees tomorrow and I was going to extend my stay if somebody owned a yacht. Has anybody in here...
We can go on your yacht.
Has anyone here played a professional sport? Only 2% of all college athletes go on to play a professional sport.
Wow.
Has anyone run a marathon? No. Hey, oh, I've run one too. We're 2%, buddy. Has anyone in here lived to be 100 years old? Not yet. Does anybody know anyone that's lived to be 100 years old? That's quite a bit. That's 2%. Those people are the 2% of our world population. Isn't that wild? Has anyone ever had a song on the top 100 Billboard? Less than 2% of the world's population has had a song on the top 100 Billboard. Has anyone here have a PhD? The world population, 2% of the world's population has a doctorate. That's crazy, isn't it? Think how many doctors we know, and they're the 2%. How many people here work at Tennessee Cheesecake Factory?
We in the 2%.
Yeah, and you say what? Well, how are we part of this 2%? Well, an Industrial Week study found that 70% of companies that have tried lean, only 2% have achieved successful, attainable, long-term growth from it. So you guys are part of the 2%. And you're achieving significant things. This is yesterday's morning meeting. I took a picture of it. It was great. I shared it with my WhatsApp group with my team, and I was like, you guys, we got to step our game up. And then there's this awesome stuff. You got stuff organized, it's labeled, there's visual control. We have this great Kanban system on our office supplies. We've got this restock so that everything you need is right at the point you need it. You got visual control on your gloves. It's so easy to find. I could find what glove I needed just looking at that. Then you're working with standards that are posted. You have your defects, so you're identifying defects and you're saying that these are not acceptable and we're going to figure out a way to reduce them, but we're also not going to send them to the customer. Regular companies don't do this. This isn't what normal companies do. Then you have a Kaizen in the maintenance area. You know, we're working on projects. We're looking to grow. We're not looking to stay the same. And then, you know, this is crazy, but like the idea and the thought that you put into just organizing your O-rings and figuring out usages for O-rings, that's not normal. People aren't doing that. And this one's blank intentionally because no matter how hard I tried when I walked around, I could not capture what makes this place special, and that is the culture. And no matter any visitor that comes in this building, they're going to go around and they're going to take pictures of all this cool stuff and all these cool tools. But those tools only exist because you have the culture to push it forward. So I just want you guys to take a minute and just appreciate who you are and what you've done, and just know that it's abnormal. This isn't normal. And I don't think anybody in here wants to go back to normal if normal was what we used to do a year ago, right? Yeah. I don't want to go back. It's awesome that your leadership team is in your corner every single day trying to make your jobs easier. And it's awesome that you guys are on the shop floor trying to find out how to make the next person that comes to that position's job easier. And that's the stuff that truly makes the 2% legends. And I modified your last slide. You guys are awesome.
Brian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, let's give Brian another hand. All right, let's get back to work. That was so great.
Thank you.
Michelle, I'm putting this in my locker.
Good job, Robin.
Yeah. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, it's so nice to meet you.
Do you ever need
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Do you ever need